The recession isn't coming. It's already here for a lot of people.
Today I woke up and both my Capital One credit card and my Target credit card notified me that they had decreased my credit limit.
And worst of all, it's affecting your credit score too.
My Capital One went from $20,000 down to $5,000. My Target one went from $17,000 down to $1,000 overnight.
But if you move smart right now, you have time to protect it. Now we're in a time where banks are nervous, credit card companies are dropping credit limits, interest rates are unpredictable, and people are watching every dollar. In this video, I'm going to show you how to protect your credit score, even in a shaky economy. Also, if you stay to the end, I'll show you a special way that you can save a lot of money right now. Real quick, be sure to download our free ebook today. All you got to do is scan this QR code right here or click the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Number one, keep your utilization low. For those who don't know, utilization is the second largest factor that affects your credit score, and that's actually by 30%. And it's actually calculated by your balances divided by your limit. So for example, if you have a credit card and the limit is $1,000, but you're using about $400 of that credit card, that means that your utilization balance is going to be $400 divided by 1,000, and that percentage is going to be 40%. That is entirely too high. You want to be no more than about 7 to 10% utilization. So with that same example, you want to have, let's say, for example, the limit is 1,000. You want to be around about $100 or less. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't use your credit card, but you must have the proper expectations that if you do use that credit card more than that 10% utilization, it will affect your credit scores. So what are some things that you can do? Well, you can pay on the statement date and not just the due date. And some people are actually making multiple payments during the month, so they're getting about 2 to 3 payments in the same month. Also, what you can do is ask for a credit limit increase. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not even have access to it. This is something you want to keep in mind, even if you're an authorized user on someone else's credit card. I can't tell you how many of our clients that we've created custom credit game plans for, and we'll see that they have an authorized user account on their credit report and the balances are well past 30%. So for those who don't know, if you're an authorized user on someone else's credit card, their history, their balances, all of that shows up on your credit report. So as people are making tough financial decisions and using more of their credit card, it's going to show up on your credit report, and that's going to essentially drop your credit score as well. So if you're on someone else's credit card and they're using a lot of it, get off of it right now. Number two, avoid closing accounts. Now, even if you're not using that credit card much, you still want to keep that account open. Now, another reason why you want to keep your accounts open is because of two things. One, credit history, and two, overall utilization. If you close out one of your credit cards, then your overall utilization is going to decrease. If that decreases, that means you have no room for error. If you use your credit card, that's going to make your utilization go up a lot faster. So you most definitely want to keep accounts open. Now, the only exception to this would be is if you have a secured credit card and it's pretty much done its job. For those who don't know, a secured credit card's job is to make sure that you improve your credit score and qualify for an unsecured credit card. Some secured credit cards are now even starting to upgrade you from secured to unsecured, and they're refunding your deposit. But many banks don't do this. So that means that if you have a secured credit card and now you're in the 600, 620, 650, you no longer need that credit card. Now, if that credit card is like 3 years old or more, 2 years old or more, then it's up to you if you want to keep it. But I tell people, if that credit card is less than 2 years, consider closing it so you can get your money back, and you can just replace that with the unsecured credit card. And number three, watch out for credit limit decreases. Many banks are doing this right now.
So has Amex cut your credit line on either your business credit cards or your personal credit cards lately? Or have they sent you an email saying they're reviewing your credit and they'd like you to pay X amount within 3 days? Otherwise, they're going to automatically lower your credit line.
The reason being is because many banks like to decrease credit limits, especially when they think that a recession is about to happen, or just people's spending habits are starting to maneuver and they don't want to put themselves in a higher risk position, especially in times like right now. Credit card debt is high. People are already missing payments. People are closing accounts, not making payments, and they still have balances on these credit cards. So to reduce the amount of exposure, banks are reducing credit limits, especially if you aren't using your credit cards.
It's American Express. How can I help you? Yeah, hi. I just got notified that my credit limit got lowered by $4,000. Well, Mr. Joe, it looks like your account has a higher risk attached to it than normal. What do you mean higher risk? We see here that you've missed one payment in the past and you use over 75% of your credit card balance. But I'm allowed to use my credit limit all the way, and that missed payment was over a year ago. Yes, you are correct. You are allowed to, but unfortunately, people who have a history of missed payments and a high utilization rate, they generally start missing payments again. So just because of my past history and my high utilization rate, you lowered my credit limit? Well, that and the overall market in the United States. All right, this is so confusing. How can I fix this? You can ask for a credit limit increase. Can I have a credit limit increase? Let me check. No, this is completely unfair. And you're actually over your current credit limit of $4,000. I wouldn't be above my credit limit if you didn't lower it today. Have a good day. When you have a moment, please.
So what can you do about this? And even if they've dropped your credit limit, you can do this too by simply calling the bank and telling them to maintain your credit limit, or you can even ask for a credit limit increase. Otherwise, this might happen to you. Watch this.
I woke up to my credit card limits being decreased on multiple credit cards. This has never happened to me before, and I thought it was absolutely fascinating that it did happen and the reasons for why they said it happened. I'm somebody who pays off my credit cards in full every single month, and I utilize them mainly for the travel credit card points and to have access to funds in case of some crazy emergency where my emergency fund might not cover it. I like to have that as like a safety net backup in certain situations. But today I woke up and both my Capital One credit card and my Target credit card notified me that they had decreased my credit limit because I wasn't spending enough with them. And when they say I wasn't spending enough with them, they meant I wasn't carrying a rollover balance to where they could make interest off of the credit cards on me every single month. So one of them took it from $20,000. My Capital One went from $20,000 down to $5,000. My Target one went from $17,000 down to $1,000 overnight. Pretty irritating because it does affect like your debt to income ratio. If you have access to more liquidity, more lines of credit, then you can have more on those cards and it won't affect your debt to income as negatively as if you have lower limits and you're buying certain portions of things I didn't think would be something that would affect me, but it did, and kind of freaking irritated by it. I know that it is a numbers game and it's a business game for them, right? They have to be able to make money off of their interest rates, but it's still freaking irritating. And it's not like I wasn't using the cards. I just paid the entire balance off in full once it's hit my account, but the credit cards are not liking that. So they're trying to fix that now.
Number 4, pay at least the minimum monthly payment on time, every time. One late payment can drop your credit score 60 to 100 points. So I tell people, listen, just put on auto pay, okay? Especially if it's a $25, $35, whatever that minimum monthly payment is. If you can afford that, you don't even have to worry about trying to remember when the bill is due. Just put it on auto pay, set it and forget it. Now, what if you're struggling making these credit card payments? Well, you can always call the bank and try to work out some type of settlement, some type of special payment plan, and you'd be surprised. A lot of banks are doing stuff like this right now. They're giving out special payment plans with special interest rates. And what's so great about some of these programs is that many of them are not even reporting late payments once you get on a special payment plan. Number 5, avoid unnecessary hard inquiries. Now, how can you do this? Well, don't apply for every offer that you get in the mail, in your email, when you're shopping online and you see something in your cart. Just do your best to say no or just ignore it completely. Now, you really want to focus on building and protecting what you already have. So things like when you go to like the dealership, for example, a lot of times what they'll do is you walk into the dealership and then they send your application to, 8 banks, 5 banks, 10 banks, whatever. To reduce this from happening, what you want to do is simply call the bank, call the credit union, call the dealership even, okay? Before you even get there. Have a conversation with the finance department. A lot of times when people call dealerships, they speak to a sales manager, they talk to a sales representative, they talk to the switchboard operator. No one asks to talk to the finance person. The finance person is actually pretty free. If you talk to them and say, hey, listen, this is my credit score. What am I looking at? What type of interest rates are available? Don't do this on a Saturday, right? But make sure that you're actually doing this like on a Tuesday through Thursday when it's not that busy at a dealership, and you'd be surprised. You can actually have a full conversation with them. And again, this is a responsible way of doing it. And you can also do this with your bank or credit union as well. Number 6, keep open communication with lenders. This kind of ties into what I was talking about with credit cards and credit card limits. But you want to make sure that even if you have a mortgage, if you have a car payment, if you have a personal loan payment, any type of monthly payment that you have, you want to make sure that if you're starting to struggle with it, if you don't think that you may be late with it, you have to tell them in advance. Don't just let it be late and make it seem like it's something that you're going to continue to do, because many banks, again, they're dropping credit limits. They may close your account. So they may put a restriction on your account. So you want to make sure that they know, hey, listen, this is a one-off situation. I'm going to call you in advance, because many people have lost their jobs. Many people, their incomes have changed. So you want to make sure that you have that open communication with them so they don't think that you're just trying to not pay them. And number 7, I promised you I would show you a way that you can save money right now. And this is if you refinance your auto loan, okay? If you refinance your auto loan right now, you could literally save hundreds of dollars a month on your monthly payment. We literally just showed someone how they can save $130 a month on their auto loan payments. Real quick, if you're looking for a way to lower your car payment with a soft pull, this means no effect on your credit score to see your interest rate in terms. If you decide to move forward, then they will do a hard pull. And they have competitive interest rates, and this is something that you can get an instant decision on right away. To learn more, scan the QR code or click the link in the description below. Now back to the video. And the best part about this is that even if you get denied, you can always try again in 2 to 3 months, because it's a soft pull, which means there's no effect on your credit score to see if you can get approved. Listen, if you take these steps right now, or even just a few of these steps right now, you'll be well ahead of the game. If any of this has helped you, please let me know inside the comment section below, and we'll see you at the next video.